Hi, this is Debbie at Color Color Everywhere, and this is part 2 of a walkthrough of my creative space. And it's in the process of being reorganized, and I'm part way through, but not all the way. But I had a request from some people to see it, so here we go. The first part I did showed my paper area where I work on paper. This part is clay, metal, and glass, basically. So here's a little closet that's full of stuff right now that needs cleaned out. There's my dress form, which needs taken out and put in the sewing area. And these are just some tools hanging here on the pegboard. And then if I start over here, I have drawers under the table. Those all need cleaned out. See what's in there and gotten rid of some stuff. And I have items up here on the table. I have my little fan for when I solder and what have you. A low temp glue gun that I use with my wax seals. Some equipment up there, my mask for when I'm using my flex shaft. There's all kinds of things in these little drawers that need to be gone through, and probably most of it gotten rid of. Here's a shelf my husband made for me a long time ago. It's got all kinds of things on it, little metal inks and glitter and clay and what have you. Plus there's also some resin products here that I use. And then still down on the table, more little drawers. Here's my collection of tickets and just tools, files and what have you for working with metal. And then this shelf is mostly glass and metal stuff. All needs to be gone through. Soldering tools, drill bits. Down here, drill bits, and my flamethrowers, that's what I call them. And here's my Fordham hanging up here. I don't like it there. It needs to be moved somewhere else, so I have to deal with that. Here's more stuff that's piled up that needs dealt with. And this rack right here, it's a clothes rack with many hangers on it. And all the hangers have zippered vinyl bags, and I have big papers and things like that in there that that I need to use occasionally, but it stays back here. And then here's the paper area that we already went through. And then on over in that side I have part of my library. I made all these boxes for storage. They're numbered instead of labeled, so I just keep a master sheet of what's in them, and that changes all the time depending on what I use up and refill it with. Here's stuff that needs to be done. Now I'm going to walk around, so this will be a little bit bumpy. I'm going to walk around the divider. And there's the dog. I have a couch here at the bottom of the steps. And now you can see where I'm really still cleaning stuff out. This is the end of the cabinets. If I go straight through the basement to the other side is the wood workshop, which is my husband's. So let's walk on over here. I'll try to get in position so you can see. Okay, here we go. So here's the other side of the cabinets. You can see they're nice sized. All my sewing things are in there. I have quite a collection of tins on the top that I need to do something with. The sewing cabinets aren't too bad. They're fairly straight, but they have a lot of stuff in them. And right now I'm kind of trying to reconfigure this area, so I'm not sure how much of it's going to stay where it is. But here I've got the sewing out in the middle, which is the way I like it. And on this side, This is a mess. I have to go through all of this stuff, see what needs to be gotten rid of. Here's some more of my library. Yes, Bella. I want to get rid of these big white boxes, but they got to be emptied. And then here's more little drawers that are full of sewing accessories and what have you. And my embroidery machine and the serger and things on the walls. Thread. Now here's the cabinet where I used to have my paints, and I've just started working on it, so some things still don't have a home yet, but I've gotten a lot done. I've emptied out 3 big drawers, so this is all my embroidery thread. It's a big drawer full of embroidery thread. It's straightened out. I'm sorry, I said embroidery thread, I meant crochet thread. This is a drawer of ongoing projects, things that I've already cut out or whatever that are ready to sew or whatever. This is the drawer with, I have a little bit of overflow thread, but I have laces and doilies and other kinds of linens type stuff. And then these top 3 drawers still need to be addressed. So, and then on over here in this corner is the beading area. So I've got beads stored up here in boxes. And there's my mat cutter. And beads all down in here. That bottom area is stuff that has to be sorted. The rest of this is pretty well sorted. I need to go through those little bitty drawers too. And I have my wire hanging on a stored system like I showed similarly before on my paper side. Same kind of thing. It's curtain hooks with a metal bar that they hang from. And up there's my knitting machine, or at least part of it. Over here, all those things hanging on the wall are bags that contain finished beaded projects. And a little spice rack is my granddaughter gave me for Christmas several years ago, and it has buttons and all the little bottles. And then there's more library items, more bead projects down there, and then if I go on around, there's the shelf that I showed when I was showing you through the side. And then I have this old kitchenette table that we put on wheels, so it's movable. And there are 4 more of those big white drawers underneath that I also want to empty. So let me give you just a real quick peek in these cabinets. So you can see it's pretty well sorted. Patterns at the bottom, Christmas box at the bottom, and then, you know, there's like quilting and cross stitch and just odds and ends sewing type stuff in there, fleece. So that's what's in that one. Let me see if I can get this to this one. So this one, same thing, you know, it has boxes, things sorted in boxes, fabrics folded, more fabrics folded. And it's pretty much the same here. So things are in these cabinets I'm not too worried about right now. They're sorted, I can find stuff, but eventually they'll have to be cleaned out too. And then here, these drawers underneath the embroidery machine table, they all they're not too bad, but they need sorted, cleaned up, and eventually all my little drawers will have labels on them. And then the last area is over here. It's kind of messy. Under the steps, I keep stuff under there. I've got this big rack that I'm trying to decide what to do with. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. It's, you know, if I pile a bunch of stuff on there, it's going to be real messy, but I'm still thinking. And then here's my other cabinet that my Cricut and my heat press sits on. So I think that's about it. So you can see I've been working, oh no, there's one more area. You can see I've been working really hard sorting stuff out, and it's getting there. It wasn't horrible, but there's just so much clutter. Here's the other area. Here's from behind the desk. All that stuff under there needs cleaned out. I got to do something with that mess of wires. Here's my bike. And then this corner is meant to be my granddaughter's area, but she's hardly ever here anymore to use it. So I'm seriously thinking about dismantling that. She's to the age now where she could use my stuff without me worrying about it. I always had her own stuff for her, but she's bigger now and she can do that. I'm actually thinking of doing two things: either putting shelves there and moving all the library books over there, which will free up some other space, or put the couch there. So I'm not too sure yet what I'm gonna do, but that's, you know. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I didn't make you too dizzy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.